Alright, so this is the 12,000 mile review for the fabtech 4-inch front, 1-inch rear. Yes, and it is level for the 2015 Toyota Tundra. It does sit perfectly level. It looks like it's higher in the front than the rear, but that's just because of how the wheel housing is. Doesn't rub at full flex. I have tested that. I have a video of that back in the channel. I'll try to find it and put it in the description or something like that. But you can see it's just a 1-inch block back there, right where that light is, like right on the bottom. And then I honestly don't know if this came with the lift. I don't believe it did though. Looks like that's just a bump stock, or a bump stop, my bad. Came with these shocks. I'll get you a better picture of that. Yeah, that painter's light only can do so much, but yeah, there you can see the 1-inch block and the shocks better. I still have not taken the time to do the video like how I did with the stock suspension, where I did like different speeds and hit different bumps and stuff. But it definitely is smoother. Now, this is the control arm, and hold on. Yeah, there we go. That's the control arm and that 4-inch spacer. I believe it's 4-inch. I think it's either a 3 or 4. It came with this new knuckle as well, and I'm not sure if that adds like an inch of lift or anything like that. I just don't know. I don't think it does, so that's most likely a 4-inch block right there. But honestly, if somebody knows, just comment in the comment section, because I don't. I just kept the stock strut because I was gonna replace it with at least a Bilstein, but honestly, for what I do, it's not really worth the money, and also I don't have any money now, so it just kind of stays there. Alright, now this is my complaint about this lift. It's both with the knuckle and with the upper control arm. It's no big deal, like, honestly, but it's just annoying. It's got rust on every one of the bolts. It's on the other side too, and I'll show you that in a second. This is rusted down, and it's just all surface rust, so it's not really doing anything. It's just ugly, and I tried to get it and sand it all down and paint over it. That didn't work. It came back within probably 2 weeks. This sticker looks like it's falling off. The fabtech sticker. Yeah, there you go. You can see it peeling up, it looks like. But it's just like minor things like this, like even the bolts on the bottom side. I'll go around, show you the other side, where it's just done the same thing. This one, the paint hasn't come off as bad, and there's rust on the top, rust down there, and it's just kind of annoying. Like, I wish they'd have just kind of done some kind of, even just a paint that wouldn't rust. But like when I got them, they were, even the screws like at the top weren't any kind of special thing. Like, they weren't painted, they weren't anything, so they just, they may have been painted, I take that back. But they literally were rusted within a week. And I'm not like exaggerating or trying to make fabtech look bad. It was literally less than a week that it was a week or less than a week. It was not long, like, at all, and I'm not just exaggerating that. It was, I was pretty upset about it. But it's just kind of annoying. Like, it's just always this constant, like, ugly look to the lift. And you can like even see it from like back here. Like you can tell, like obviously tell that, oh, that's kind of rusted out. Even just looking at it from afar. And my truck's not a show truck or anything. I've got scrapes, you know, all along the side and everything, but it's still just like little things like that that kind of are annoying because you can't do anything about them. Then I've got this, another shock, same as the other side. The rear shock and the block and everything. Honestly, this lift rides so much better than stock. And I just had the stock suspension for 40,000 miles. And then when I got to 40,000, I replaced with all this because I wanted bigger tires and everything. And it did not clear the rim for these 295 by 70 R18, which is a 34 by, I believe, 11 and a half by 18. So by 18 means it has an 18-inch rim. Then it's an 18 by 9-inch fuel hostage with a +1 offset, so not much offset, which kind of makes it stick out a little wider than factory. But to show you what all I had to do. That back body mount had to be cut. This, I made this look really clean. Somebody on Facebook, huge shout out to Tundra, I think it was Tundra Crew Facebook group. They helped me with this. Alright, normally, if you're on a Tundra, you know this. Normally, this plastic comes out over the metal bumper. Show you. Metal bumper, plastic. Metal bumper, plastic. There's a line. And then the plastic would come over here and screw in up under there. And it would go all the way. It would go from back here all the way over this screw and go back. Well, what I had them do at the install shop was cut. That's nice. I had them cut a little line all the way across. I have a video of that as well. And then just tucked it up under there. You can see like this is now behind there, and instead of the screw being over here, being like where it makes it go over, it's just cut off there and it just goes up in there. And this, you know, moves a little bit, and still if I'm moving around, if I'm like hitting a bump while turning or something like that, it still hits. I don't even know where, to be honest. It could be up here, kind of pushing that forward, or maybe in the back toward the where this just doesn't cut enough away. I honestly just don't know. But it's annoying, and it's livable. It's like I can live with it, but it's just kind of one of those things. It's just kind of another annoyance with this truck. Not anything Toyota did, just something I did. And the guys at the place, at the install shop in Conway, told me that I asked them specifically, will this tire fit with this offset, or should I go with less offset? And they said it'll fit fine with this offset, and you won't have to cut anything. I got that phone call. I was in the middle of school, and they were like, I got a phone call from my dad saying, hey, they're talking about cutting part of your frame away and part of your. They didn't even cut part of the all on the front at all. I had to go back because it was rubbing so bad. But they were cool about it. And they made sure that it was like still okay for them to do it. And I'm not gonna say anything against the shop because they don't. They even told me up front that they don't do much Tundras. The one they did, where this did work with it, was a TRD Pro, which is already a little bit higher. So it's not their fault. It's more my fault because I kind of did it myself, or I kind of came up with all the stuff myself instead of having them do everything. But they were really cool about it, and I won't say anything. I'll never say anything bad about them because they're a bunch of nice guys and they helped so much with it. And any issue I had, like, oh yeah, we'll fix that for you. And so I literally, like, even taking it in and having them recut on the plastic and everything, they did all that free. But so I'm not mad at anybody. It's just kind of something that's an annoyance with Toyota trucks in general. Just that body mount, everybody that lifts their truck has to cut that, basically. That has a big offset rim. But honestly, even still, with having to cut all that stuff, I wouldn't have wanted it to be any more tucked in than that already is, because that barely makes it outside the fender flare. And I did take the fender flares off for a while, but I just decided I didn't like it anymore. Like, the fender flares left a bunch of scratches all over, and it was just kind of ugly and annoying. And I like the look of the fender flares. I kind of think it makes it look more aggressive, honestly. So I put them back on with my friend Brian tonight. So it doesn't stick out near as far, but it still looks pretty good. So I have no real complaints with the fabtech lift. They made it perfectly level. They have a little issue with rust, but it rides super smooth, and that rust isn't really doing much wrong. So I have no real complaints with it. But if y'all run this lift and y'all have anything that maybe I need to watch out for or change out, be sure to leave a comment, because I'd much rather know up front before something happens. So this is Arkansas Mud Kings, and thanks for watching.